as exciting as hitting the lip. Nope. Yes, they are. We see Jack Robinson up and riding.
Jack Robinson and Rio Waida now have entered the chat. It'll be Jack in white, Rio in red. Told you on day one that wild cards and replacements were going to make this event just that much more exciting, and Rio Waida is on that list. Took out Felipe Toledo yesterday.
As we see Jack Robinson having a look at this wave. Beautiful barrel to get things started. Comes out and then goes to town. Clean carves.
Such a great style.
Over the lip bash. They were very excited to move on through, and they both couldn't believe it. They're like, oh, so we are the problem.
Yes, Rio is the problem in a good way. This guy storming onto the scene, getting the CT call up and making full use of it. Right there, that wave allows him to apply pressure through to the inside section. So now Jack and Rio are involved. They are in the secondary priority heat. Leonardo Fioravanti just adding one more epic name to the quarterfinals. It's going to be a really cool, unique matchup. Rio Waida with the rock and roll floater make it into the quarterfinals. What are his chances? Don't look at the scoreboard, Calais. What are Rio's chances before you look at anything else to take out Jack Robinson to make his way into the quarterfinals?
One of the main differences is it's got way more stretch, as we see live action out the back.
Jack Robbo, hard carving layback snap straight back up into the lip. Jack Robinson, a beautiful style. He's got every air in the book, one of the best tube riders in the world. That is not hyperbole, that is fact. Ask anyone. He's coming around this section. He knows he's got a big task ahead of him because Rio has already taken down some huge names in this event. You cannot take any wildcard or replacement surfer lightly because A, they don't have anything to lose.
When you're surfing, the sun is rising in the ocean. That doesn't happen here in Mexico except for in two places. We see Rio up and riding.
Big, nice carve to start. Kind of recovers from a slight slip up there, but gets around the section. Now he's back on the open face. I love the extension he gets through these turns. And if an air section arises, watch out, world. Rio is hungry like the wolf. That's a double Duran Duran on Tandre. A band so good they needed it twice. Rio recovers nicely all the way to the beach. Nicely done for Rio Waida.
This is Senor Waida's year. Qualifying for the Olympics. Getting more than 200,000 followers in 48 hours. Indonesia embracing this young athlete. As we see Rio almost surfing and carving himself out of the wave. Tricky staircase section through the midsection of the wave. Doing big, nice, clean hooks. You talked about the airs. You talked about how good Senor Waida is in the air. He's looking for those sections. This wave just didn't give him an air section that he felt would have been the one.
Jack Robinson now. You feel the urgency, you feel the electricity in the lineup. All four of these surfers want it. Jack now looking down the line. What is this wave going to offer him? A little stall on the top. And it's almost like he's just waiting to see what happens at the end of it. Nice little layback snap on the closeout section, well timed.
He's won a QS at the Héroes de Mayo in Chile. At Iquique, one of the craziest barreling waves that we have in Latin America, and then the Vans World Cup of Surfing. But seeing him rip in beautiful Barra waves is a really cool thing to see.
This is setting up to be one of the heats of the event, with Rio and Jack just going wave for wave, punch for punch, turn for turn. Rio could have something good to work with on the inside. Watch the projection, he's coiling up, snapping it straight up into the closeout section. You know, he was a Quiksilver young gun at age 12. And you can bet he'll be rocking the mountain wave for the rest of his life, as he is an icon of our sport.
Maybe a first.
So you're saying he's good in big right-handers?
Absolutely, as we see Jack Robbo up and riding.
Jack Robinson. Just one turn out the back. So for Jack Robinson and Rio Waida, they have 16.5 minutes. 15:50 to go. Rio Waida. What another gem of a wave. I like how he mixes up his maneuvers. Straight up vertical snap, nice, beautiful, extended carve back into the whitewater.
Knowing that he needs a big score, Chris, he's going to have to do something radical on the inside.
Well, he's got to hope this wave provides a section for him. And the inside right now looks like it's getting kind of strange. Some oddities happening on that inside sandbar.
Through my career, I've had a lot of ups and downs, so it ends up being super positive. So I'm really happy with where I am right now. Thank you guys so much for keeping up with me. And yeah, good luck to everyone. I'll always be a fan. I'll always be looking at this, especially when the waves are good. That's when this gets excited. And love to all my all my friends, all the surfers, the boys and girls.
That score is going to be very interesting.
Here's the last of Rio Waida. He is surfing for a 6.57. Did he do enough?
Well, the outside section, you could see how it was a little bit flat, it was a little bit wide, but it got really interesting in here. Usually, that would be as far as any mortal would make it, but he went up and around that section a good 40 meters, clearing it, blasting the section again. This was a wave blowing the tail, sliding backwards. It was so exciting to see live during Jeremy Flores' interview. That's the float that gave Rio Waida so much speed to make it around the section. I thought that was going to be it, but what do you know? He's read the wave perfectly, Chris. Open, clean carve all the way back into the power source. See how when he cuts back, he stays high on the wave so that he could generate speed off the bottom and then goes again up through the lip. So a different variation of maneuvers and a really nice, beautiful Barra clean face that will allow him to do. As we see live action, this is a big wave, important wave for Jack Robbo.
He needs a 6.58, 2 big turns out the back. A quick setup there, he gets onto the open face. Almost tickling the rail with a grab right there, opts not to do that. Now he's speeding through this mid portion of the wave, setting things up. You know when Jack Robinson starts to coil, something big's about to happen. Deep bottom turn, big layback snap. Another opportunity on this inside section, and he's loving it. Was it a 6.58?
But you know what? Jack Robinson poured some cold water on it right now. That wave was very impressive. Out the back, clean. That was very Andy Iron-esque. 2006, that's the way Andy was surfing. Top to bottom, blasting his board through the lip.
So
nice.
far, all the makings of a 6.58 at least.
Oh yeah, and then that cutback. I love how he tickled the rail. Just kind of held his line, clean, waited, relaxed. And here, I thought that was going to be the last maneuver, but the wave gave him more. Went top to bottom again, and a third. Of course you claim that. You need the score.
He's up in time. Little drainer for Rio Waida, needs a huge number. Hoping for this wave to have a miracle run in front of him.
Do you think he's thinking air?
He's thinking anything to help him get that score. Streaking down the line. Beautiful turn there for Rio Waida. Still going. Wave providing. Grabs the rail. Big inverted reverse for Rio Waida. Was this an 8.64, Tyler?
Well, let's have a look at it. Beautiful carve on the outside. Very sleepy for the next 50 meters. Here it gets a little bit more interesting. Another tag. Projection forward. So thus far, that was the best maneuver of the entire wave. All the other maneuvers were forward. And a clean club sandwich to finish things off. I feel like we've known that he has that open face carve, but now he's adding that little bit of variation. And he already has a 7.5 on the board and a 5.0 as a backup. He's going to improve on his situation.